Hi, this is Harini. Welcome back to our channel, the Code with Harini. Today we are going to solve a Leetcode challenge. Find the original type string 2, which is a harder version of challenge that we have solved yesterday. If you look into the question, so the same, Alice is still trying to type a specific string on her computer, but however, whenever she tries to type some keys, she is pressing too long. So what happens here is they have given us the input as a word and a key, where the word is nothing but the final output that she has typed, final output displayed on the ally screen, and they are telling that they are given us a positive integer k, which is nothing but that she wanted to type a string of length k. So that's what, at least k should be there. So they are asking us to return the total number of possible original string that she might have intended to type if she was trying to type a string of size at least k. So what they are trying to say here is, whenever she is typing, if you calculate the string length is 8, and but she wanted to type if she minimum of 7. Okay, so that's what they are telling. So here original string itself 8, so at least 7 means we can include 8 as well. So if not, if you see 2D's, 2C, 2B, 2A, 2 times she have typed all this, right? So we can ignore any 1D or 1C or 2, 1B, here 1A. So like this, if you ignore also, we can have the length as 7. So what they are trying to say, so we have to return the count of these possible strings. So what all another condition we have, the answer may come as a large, so you need to do a modulo of 10 to the power of 9 plus 7. So next, for this word A, B, B, C, C, D, D, the string itself already 8, so she wanted to print 8 only. So we have only one possible cases. So if you see here A, B, 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 she wanted to print a minimum character as 3. So here if you see, we could have ignored 2B, 1B, 2A and 1A, or 1A, 1B, 2A, 1B. So like this, so the possibility here comes as like this, we have to calculate, and the possible outcomes here is 8. So let's look into the example. I will explain manually. So let's take a string A, B, B, C, C. Okay, so in the string k equals to 3. So for 1 second, for k equals to 3, so we have the possible substrings A, B, C, A, B, B, C, A, B, B, C, A, B, C, and triple A. We can have 1B and we can have 1C. Okay, let's take only 1C in this case, because so that it will be 3A's to be 1C. Okay, so in this case k equals to 3. What all the total number of possible cases becomes 6, right? So how, if you take let's take a frequency of this A equals to 3, B equals to 2, C equals to 1. So generally, if we are taking any if you know how to generate a combinations, so we can just pass this string, and if you generate a combination, it will come n factorial of the combination. N factorial is nothing but 5 star, 4 star, 3 star, 1, if n equals to 5. So in this case n is 3, but okay, in this case n equals to 3, so we will be calculating 3 star 2 star 1 equals to 6, right? So that's the answer. And we also are looking to another case here, valid example. So basically whenever you have to for finding out any number of total combinations for the given string, you can take whatever number of characters they have given, 3 2 1. But in the some other cases there is a valid other cases could be. There might be 4 A's, 2 B's, 1 C. So there you should not like n equals to 3. You will be like 3 is to 1. No. You have to take the number of characters that they have given and you have to multiply their occurrences. So 4 star 2 star 1 will be your answer. So another issue we will be having with this approach will be here 3 2 1. So what if the string comes a b b b c c again a? So you should not group all a's into 6. That is also wrong. So how it will come 6 into, if you have group a b c, so 6 3 2, if you 6 3 is 18, 18 2 is 36, right? So but if you have multiply 4 3 2 2, 4 3 is 12, 12 2 is 24, 48. So we will be missing the possible 12 occurrences. So that is the problem, that because as per the question what they have told, when she is pressing the a, she is unknowingly pressing multiple times. So a, she wanted to print a b c a. If we have added if we have combined this a to with this, what will become? She wanted to print 1a 1b 1c, right? So that's why. So when you are grouping, you should not group according to the frequency of a. You just have the count of whatever the given string. Just you have create the array of groups, and how many consecutive characters are coming, just add it into an array. That is enough. We don't need specifically this character or that character. So 3 2 1, so just multiply it. In that case it would have been 4 3 2 2, some like this it would have been there. So this is also b c a. So like this only we will be taking into a group, so that we will not lose any character. Okay, I hope it sense why how we are creating the groups. In this, if you look into, they have given k equals to 3, so all these combinations are valid. So minimum length is 3, right? Okay, now when we are updating the k equals to 4 here, will it be valid, all this total combinations? No, it's not, because C is not valid, right? If you look into ABC, so it will 3 is invalid. We have only 3 characters. Minimum she wanted to type was 4, but we have only 3. So what we can do, what will be the answer? So you know the formula, right? Valid combinations plus invalid combinations equals to total combinations. So this is the formula. So now we don't know the valid combination, so that is the answer as well. Okay, valid combination is the answer. So what we will be doing, we will be taking valid combinations equals to, we can figure out the, we know the total combination minus we have to find out the invalid combination. So this is what we have to do as part of this solution. Now so when so another scenario here is, so whenever the given k and the groups, for example, now if you take a b b b c c and d d and a, Now if they given k equals to 3, so whatever the what will be your groups here? Groups will be 3 2 1 sorry 2 3 3 2 2 and 2, right? So the group length is less than k. Sorry, group length is greater than k. When k is less than your group length, whatever the combinations you will be generating, all combinations will be valid. So you don't need to find the invalid combinations. Understood? But in this case 4, but your group length is, in this case it is 4, but your group length is 3. So that's why at if you take one instances of each, it will able to formulate only length of 3. This is also a valid combination, but not at the length of k. So that's why we have to figure it out at this k whether this combination is valid or not. So if the group length is less than k, then we have to find out the invalid combinations as well. If the group length is greater than k, you can ignore the invalid combinations case, so that you have to check. So okay, now we are going to generate invalid combinations. How we are going to generate the invalid combinations? Let's take the same example. A B B C, k equals to 4. So now we know A B C is an invalid combination for this scenario. So as per everyone knows, so in the total combinations it should be for let's see here. If you look into the all the combinations, so whatever the given value, for example the given value here is 3, right, for our case to find out the invalid combination. So here the given is 3. So you have to figure out groups that is forming from 1 to k minus 1. So how come that k minus 1 I'm telling is, so if you take any example here, if you see this is 2, okay, sorry. So how to find out the okay, let's look into how to find out the invalid combinations. Okay, now for this given example we know that A B C is not a valid combination. Okay, how we know this is going to be the valid combinations? So if you look into this example, all the length of string combination that is generated after k is a valid. So then we have to find out all the groups that is generating less combination which is less than or equals to k. Okay, so for that what we are going to do, we will be running through a loop from 0 till k minus 1. So this is what this is what will give you the valid invalid combinations, right? So within this range, whatever the given string combinations are generating, those are invalid. So we will be iterating through the groups and k. Okay, so if you look into this, 0 1. K will be here 4, right? So we will be iterating to 3. Here I'm adding 4 to explain how this works. That is, but it you guys will get to know why I'm adding 4 that later. I'll be fine. So here groups are 3 2 1. Okay, so here let's assume A, B were there, C were there, and yeah. Okay, now let's start with this example. Okay, first initially we'll have a DP array, right? But the normal DP we will not have. So here A. Now A, B. Let's assume A, B, C. Here we will have 3. Here we will have 2, 1. This doesn't have anything. So to form nothing, we don't have any characters, but you have to form count of length 0. That you can do or not. Yeah, obviously we can do. We don't have any character, but still it contributes to the length 0, right? Okay, so that's as 1. Other than that, everything we will be marking it as a 0 because we can't contribute to any length. So when A comes, so can you with A can you make a length 0? No, right? So that's it. So when you can make a length 1, yeah, obviously A. I'll add 1 2 3 so that it is with A. So here we can make 1. Obviously here also we can make 1 2 string I have. Okay, now till we want K, I need just 4th index for explaining some other concept. So next A, B. So now you assume so here we will have a variable called sum. Okay, that sum is nothing but to form this. Okay, you will for example you want to form a length of 1. Here you will have a frequency of A2. You want only one length. So what we will be doing? So we will be adding the A. So to add it, to have, you need to have only one character A. That's what it means here. K value 1 means at the whole string should have only 1. If it should have only 1, then what will you add before? You can have any value of 0, right? With that combination you can add 1. So there is already 1 we have for contributes to 0. With that we are adding 1. So the same, when it's going here, the frequency of A is 2. So for A equals to 2, if you so you need something previously with length 1 and so that you can add one more A to it. So here 0, nothing, so you can't add. Here you have already 1 A, with that you can add one more A, so 2. So here also you can contribute. So basically how this is formulating this value is, previously I minus 1 and I minus 1 of j minus 1 what we have, and I minus 1, I of j minus 1 and I minus 1 of j minus 1 what we have. With that you are going to add another A. That's what it means. So with among this we have only one, already we have only one, so we are just adding A. So the same way, before you have only A. To generate a string of length 3 you have only one A. With that I am appending another A. So how many valid? Here you have only 1. So that's what. So the sum value here is obviously will have dp of this this maybe sorry, maybe when you are traversing it here, this itself you will have, or if you are, let's assume maybe you don't have the sum value, maybe you can take like this, dp of I minus 1 of j minus 1 plus dp of I of, generally if you have this dp array, I'm just telling I of j minus 1. So basically this is what sum contributes. So I can append it here so that sum equals to dp of I minus 1 of j minus 1 plus dp of I of j minus 1. So basically it's always whatever we have previously, with that if you add one more a, what it will happen, that's it. I hope this makes sense. So next, if we are going to the if now we are coming to b. So in terms of b, everyone knows, like already a got, we have added a, now we are going to add b. So the same b frequency we have is 2. So till 3 frequency we went, now we are going to 2 frequencies. B have only 2 frequencies, right? So to contribute to k equals to 0, how can b is already 2 having length 2 characters, how can it contribute to k equals to 0? It can't, right? So you can add 0. So to 1, you know already 1 has already we have a we have taken. How can we have take length b as well? That's not possible, right? So what, as per the formula as well, if you look into the formula, the here what exists, 0, here also 0, 0 plus 0 it will give you 0. Also here it doesn't have any string, here also doesn't have any string. Also if you add b of frequency 1, you can't add, because already till this point you should have some characters here, right? At least that should correspond, that can have your this variable will show whether how many these two variables will show, right? Obviously here if you see there was no one length taken, that's why we have given here 1. So now if you come here, so it has 1. So this is the first single length being taken. Already 1 was on top of us, so for sure 1 we can't take, so you can now obviously put 0. So when 1 here, when frequency of length 2 comes, you have 1b, here you have 1a, so this here we don't have anything, so b here v, if you would have you would have b, but since the value is 0 you can't take, right? So let's assume you have a possibility of 1. From here the a came, from this frequency we took b, so 1 plus 0 is 1, some value is nothing, now we'll have 1. So next, when we are going to the next case, if you see the frequency crosses the frequency of the b, so in this case what we should do, so now when you always the frequency window should be 2 only, so in that case what we will be doing is k minus frequency of the I minus 1. So basically here what is the k? K is 3. 3 minus frequency of b, 2 minus 1. So how? So it is 0. So what basically what we are going to see to this frequency, is there any before characters contributed to this frequency, so that we can subtract it from that, and we can deduct it from the sum. here the sum will be 2, right? So but for this one, if you look into this one or this one, no previous zeroth value didn't support to get this value, only this what is this a contributed to this a contributed to this, not the sum frequency before. So this is the frequency window. So 3, this is 0. So now 3 minus 0, so 3 minus 2 minus 1 will go before, and the value is 0. So now still 1 plus 1 equals to 2, that will be our sum. So now to explain it more clear how this frequency is working, when what will be taking this as a, when count, sorry, what I can say this as a j, let's assume this as a, when groups greater than, okay, when groups less than k, we will be doing this. Okay, I hope this made sense. Okay, now maybe to explain it more clear, I have taken the 4th index. Let's assume for this case, to make this clear to you guys, I'll assume k equals to 4. Then till 1 to 4, sorry, k equals to 5, till 1 to 4 might have invalid combinations, right? Till 1 to 4 might have invalid combinations. So I'm just figuring out what I can, how we can, so we are trying to figure it out how this formula works for that case. When k equals to 5, if you look into it, so let's assume if k equals to 5, what would have been the possible truth? 1 and 2, right? These are the two possible. So we would have 2 and this original string itself. So these 3 are the possible cases. When k equals to 5, we should have returned 3. So for that, what it would have happened? So let's assume till 4 we have to take, right? So now frequency of a is till 3 only. When 4 goes, this formula comes. Groups is 3 and k is 4, so this is satisfying. So we will be coming here, k equals to 4 minus frequency of I is 3 minus 1 equals to 0. So now we are from this index, we are jumping back 3 index here. So this is the one which contributes to this everything, because before that there was no characters were taken. That's why we have taken a, this a only contributes to this all this, right? So that's why what we will be going to do. So now what is 0th index? So here 1, sum would have been 1, right, at this point. So sum is 1 minus 1. So we will be updating this to 0. Okay, there is no valid combination for this stage. There is no valid combination for k equals k length 4. Okay, the same. Now here if it comes 2 plus 1, sum would have been, here if it comes 2 plus 1, sum would have been 3. But if you see, b is frequency is 4. So what we will be doing, we will be going back minus of here, and we will be subtracting this 1, because this one only contributes, right? So this one only contributes to 1. So we will be what we are taking out this a for because what will be length of 4, what all the two cases, a b b, a b, these are the possibility. There is no way 1a contributes, right? So that's why we are subtracting that. There is no way only 1a can present and we can have length of 4. That's not possible. So that's why we are deducting that by going back to that frequency, and we are calculating it. Okay, so now we will be updating 3 minus what is the 3 minus 1, it is 2. Even if you look into the formula as well, here 4 minus here frequency is 2 minus 1, so it's 1, dp of index 1. So here if you see, this is what we have directed, 3 minus 1, because that just exceeds our frequency of b. So here we will be updating the 2 again. This 2 corresponds to this and this. So at least it should have 2 A's or 3 A's to have 1 or 2B. We can have 1 or 2 B's, right? So that's what. I hope this made clear why we are going this particular K when group is less than frequency. Okay, next for AABBC, here 0, because obviously we can't make 0 because C is 1. Again we'll not able to make 1 as well, as we know why we can't make 1, because no values were there that can add, because already A was taken for the length of 1, so we can't take. Okay, then if you go to 1 index, that is also not possible, because 1 index already A and A. So 1 index I have just declared now. Okay, so here 1 already 2, so A what A already taken, AB for 2 lengths also we have taken already. So if we have to append 1 more character, we don't have space, right? So obviously what we will be doing, will be adding the previous. No one contributes, already we have got the 2 lengths. Now again when it is C, we will be getting K, for K equals to 3 we will be getting, right? Obviously ABC is possible. So ABC, here if you see AB was there, so this AB will contribute to us, and we have one more C, right? So the sum will be adding of 1 plus 0. Also if you look into the C, frequency is 3, which is greater than 1. So what at kth index frequency is 1, 1 minus 1 equals to 1. But if you go back to that 1 index also, not contributing anything to get any values here. If we will be subtracting only if you are getting any values. So even though if you minus, already 1 is there, 1 plus 0 minus 0 doesn't have any values, so just will be having as a 1 valid index. So next, when we are going to that next 4th index, if you see, we will be having 2 plus 1, right? 2 plus 1, which is 3. Okay, but the same, C is having frequency 4, but it should be having 4 minus. So 4 minus 1 minus 1 is 2. We will be checking by going by 2nd index. Obviously this contributes to this, so we will be because A, this is AB, right? Nothing but this is AB, so ABC. So now for the length of 4, if you take ABC, for the length of you have to make another C, right? You have to have another C, so we can't take this, so that's why we are subtracting that minus 1, which is which is 2. Still we can have only 2 that contributes from here. So AA, BC or A, B, B, C. This 2 is like that one. So that's what I hope it would have made sense. Maybe I can add it here so for better understanding. AB now A B, we can have A B, we will, because we have two frequencies here. Okay, so okay, for k equals to 4, we can have A and 1B, or A B B. So only this is possible. Okay, that will contribute from here. Then for C we don't have anything. For this we can have from here, we can here see the same, here we can append C. So A B C, A B B C, but from here you can't add one more C. That is a problem. So that's what we will be deleting this. So what you can't add one more C from here, so that you can add, because we have only frequency of C. So what we are basically doing, we are deleting this A B. When you are generating this at particular 4, we are just taking it from A B, and we are updating, we are taking it from A B and A B, we are adding it either C C. So this can contribute to at length of 4. I hope this makes sense to you guys. So for pseudocode, since this itself made sense, I think I can straight away go and explain the code. We'll look into the solution. So just a second. Yeah. So if you look into the solution, I can retrieve my last submitted code. Okay. So if you just say this, so generally what we are taking the groups, as we discussed. We are traversing, if the consecutive characters count is equal, only you should add it to the count. And once you have appending different characters, for example A B comes, then you are appending the setting the count to 1, and you are adding the consecutive characters count. Sorry, you are just setting the count to 1, and you are adding the consecutive. So first you are appending the consecutive characters count, then you are setting it to 1 for the next B. Then when B when C comes, previous I of -1 is not equal, then B count we will be appending, then we will be setting the C count as 1. I hope this makes sense. So even with this, we know that even if you same characters repeating at the, not at consecutive, but after some point, after DD, even against A comes, we will be having that as a separate groups. I have explained why that we are doing that. So the total possible combinations is like, from the groups I'm multiplying everything, so that we will be getting total possible combination. So the given k is less than the length of the groups, then obviously whatever the possible combinations we generated, that is true. Then here I have taken 1D array, because even if you see in this example, whenever we want any value, we just wanted the previous I minus 1 and current j minus 1. Only two arrays we need, even though we can have here dp of I minus 1 is nothing but the previous, and dp of I is nothing but the current of value which is before. So that's it. So it's not necessarily we should have that n square length, sorry, k square length array. I hope it makes sense. So why I'm having previous, the same way whatever we have explained. So whenever I equals to, because here since we have set it as a 0, we don't need to do manually. So we are checking I greater than 0. You're just current sum is nothing but, so current sum is also nothing but we will be having this sum, right? So this d of I of j minus 1, we will have it in the sum itself. So we don't need to manually retrieve from the array, you can just use the current sum plus previous of I minus 1 is nothing but above value that contributes to this solution. So the same, if I greater than frequency count, you are just minusing from the given index, so that the difference between start index and the current k will have the frequency of whatever the given words. I hope this made sense. So at the end, I think invalid combinations equals to length of groups till k. How come this works? I can give you example. How come that works? So now that part I forgot to explain. So at the end, so if you look into the solution, invalid combinations we want. So if you see ABC is nothing but the length of the group. For sure, whenever you're generating a combination, you would have generated with the length to the maximum length of the group. So length of the group, if you sum, there is no point, right? So after the length of the groups, till where, for example, here the k is starting at 4 means from here you would have got it in total combinations. This you don't need to count this values because we want only invalid combinations, right? Length of the groups, if you sum till here also it's fine, but to accurate, if you say the sum of length of the groups, how much the characters are, that much minimum we would have generated the combination. For example, if you would have taken A, B, B, C, C, D, D, so minimum would be A, B, C, D. So that values you don't need to sum. That's what I meant to say here. So even in our case, ABC, K equal length of the groups equals to 3. So obviously that you don't need to calculate here. So that's what. So length of the groups, sum of dp, okay, whatever there, it will be current of length of the groups till k is nothing but 4, that sum. What here, if you have taken k equals to 3, our sum will be 1. So 6 minus 1 equals to 5. That is a valid combination. So valid combination is 6, total combination is 6, invalid combination is 1, 5. This is what our answer is. Also here 6 minus, if they have given k equals to 4 for a group size of 3. So now length of the group is 3. So these are the invalid combination. K should start from 5. I have explained, if the k starts, we will be having only 3 as a valid answers. In this example I have told now. Now if you see, even here 1 plus 3, 6 minus 3 equals to 3. So only we got 3 as a valid combinations. So I hope why we are putting length of current, why we are removing the length of the group. So length of the groups is nothing but that many characters will be present when you are generating the combination. So there is no point of adding that. So that's what. So sum of, if you do this, it will give you the approximate sum. Yeah. So yeah, so now we are returning total combinations minus. So mod, obviously we know why they have already told you that we are generating 10 to the power of 9 plus 7 combinations. Sometimes it is exceeding that, so we are just returning the mod. I hope this makes sense. I'll give you guys GitHub link if you still didn't understand and want to do console logs and see how it works. Yeah, hope you guys would have understood. Yeah, and I understand it's very tough to solve. Even it took so much time for me to understand, rather than understanding, to explain it to you guys. Yeah, I needed more examples why this works or that works. So yeah, I hope this video in this video you guys would have understood something. I'm happy that if you guys watch and leave feedback to you, if you really understood or something that I can improve or something in this area, if something I'm missing, yeah, happy to hear your feedback. Thank you. I hope you guys would have also solved this solution question. Yeah, thank you.